When I was growing up, I didn't have much, so, of course, I couldn't afford to have a console to play games on. It's all my schoolmates would talk about, but I couldn't really get involved. But I did have this one friend who I could just go over to his place, and he had an Xbox that he let me play on. That very first time I got to play an Xbox changed my life forever. He had Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and all he did was show me a couple moves, a couple assassinations, and suddenly it was the coolest thing in the world to me. I picked up the controller, became Captain Edward Kenway, and boom.
Yeah. Fuck nigga, run my digits. I get a bag, they go to the finish, and you niggas can't fuck with us. I'm back on road, I'm doing these hoes, can't fall in love with these bitches. I just wanna stack my chicken, gotta get to my mission. Fuck nigga, run my digits. Fuck nigga, run my digits. I get a bag, they go to the finish, and you niggas can't fuck with us. I'm back on road, I'm doing these hoes, can't fall in love with these bitches. I just wanna stack my chicken, gotta get to my mission. Fuck nigga, run my digits.
Why the hell would you give a damn about what this game means to me personally? You don't even know me, and I don't know you either, but I suspect that I'm not the only one who has core memories of this game as a kid, since Ubisoft felt that there was enough fans who loved this game as kids that they could make a pretty penny selling us nostalgia in the form of a full remake of this game. I know a lot of us are really excited for this, and I can't lie, when I first heard the rumors, I was excited too, but then I thought back on all the other nostalgia bait I've lived through. Pokemon BDSP, It, The Lion King, Aladdin, Avatar The Last Airbender, the whole Phase 4 of Marvel movies, the Jurassic World franchise, the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Okay, I think you get the point. I gotta calm down a sec, I could really go on forever. There's definitely good nostalgia bait out there, but if you had to bet on whether or not any given nostalgia bait in the future was gonna be good, you're probably gonna bet that it's gonna suck, because historically it's always sucked. This paired with Ubisoft's design philosophy with Assassin's Creed for so much of that franchise's recent history, is this really something we should be looking forward to? Here's a company that knows their games are gonna sell regardless, for years has been ignoring what the fans have wanted, which is for the franchise to stay true to its brand identity, the things that set it apart from other game franchises. I remember there was a time where Assassin's Creed games were coming out every year, and every year each game did have new aspects that previous entries didn't have to make it feel more fresh, but the big argument at the time was that they kept releasing the same game over and over, which is honestly just not true whatsoever. They just had a brand identity. Assassin's Creed is supposed to play like Assassin's Creed, but because of this brain dead sentiment from the community, Ubisoft changed it up because they listened to their fans. But then the fans realized that their previous sentiment was brain dead when they played the new Assassin's Creed games and realized that these shits don't even feel assassiny, let alone creedy. Assassins are cool, skillful, they can fight if they need, they can hide in plain sight if they need, but whatever they do, they move smoothly and skillfully, wasting no movements and making you feel cool doing it. New Assassin's Creed protagonists are just DPS machines that wail on mindless hordes because they're just godlike and OP. No flashy movements, no skillful maneuvering, no hiding in plain sight, and the fact that these newer games have stealth is fine, but that doesn't make it any different from any other stealth game. Assassin's Creed is different because you will be completely invisible to a guy who can literally see you with his eyes because you, as a skillful practitioner of assassin wisdom, know how to take advantage of basic human psychology. Is it realistic? No, but that's not the point. This isn't realistic either. Neither is this. Neither is this. This is a video game. We are trying to live out a fantasy to escape our reality, and the reason we play Assassin's Creed is for the assassin fantasy. Black Flag delivers so much on that and more, giving us way more opportunity to feel cool when we can solo a whole ship like a devil dressed as a man. The community has been telling Ubisoft for years that what they have been doing isn't Assassin's Creed, but they haven't been listening for the most part based on the results we're getting, and this is the company we expect to recreate the amazing experience of Black Flag, let's say hypothetically, for the sake of the argument, that they make a one-to-one perfect remake of the game, where the only change is visual. It's a more powerful engine, so they can afford to have more modern visuals, because I can be honest here, these visuals are definitely not modern anymore. At that point, why would you play the old version if you can play the new version? It's the same game, but it looks better. Does it look better though? Does it really? I mean, to be fair, this is just a trailer based on what's apparently a work in progress right now, but let me show you a couple comparisons between the scenes from the remake trailer and their counterparts from the original game.
Oh, by God, we pulled this one straight from the teeth of Neptune. I'm Edward. Much thanks for your aid back there.
Adewale.
You ever been to Nassau, Adewale?
Now this is obviously just going to be a matter of taste, so you may disagree, and that's fine, but personally bruh, I feel like the older version looks better. Modern doesn't always mean better, and on the other end, I'm not saying that modern is never better, but in this case, the new visuals seem to miss the charm, the color, the feel of the original that really added to the immersion. Just looking at Captain Kenway's face here, in the original, it looks like he's tanned and sweating at almost all times because he's in the Bahamas, in Cuba, in Jamaica. Of course he's gonna be tan and sweaty, but in this new version, he looks pale and dry like he's in New York at winter time, and he's got a weird beard.
You're so weird.
My beard weird?
No?
Well, Kelly said it was.
Who's Kelly?
You hear that, Kelly? She doesn't even know you.
Like, I know we like the crispness of modern visuals in the new games. I find myself booting up Red Dead 2 and just standing there looking at the gorgeousness of Arthur's jacket stitching. But sometimes the fact that the older visuals are less perfect kinda gives a bit more charm. Like, they were working with what they had and produced something beautiful all the same. I'm not gonna lie guys, the old Bonnie looks way better than the new one, and I've already seen some Assassin's Creed channels glazing this new design, but it's a totally different face. I'm not even one of those incels that needs all the female game characters to be fat material. Hell nah. They are still 2D to me. I have a girlfriend in real life. I don't need nothing else. You people disgust me. Besides, the new Bonnie, just to keep the example going, does look objectively good. My main point here is that it's not the same. And Blackbeard might be my least favorite part because original Blackbeard's face is just so iconic and etched into my mind. And this new Blackbeard just doesn't look like him to me. If I was gonna play the new version, I'd just be feeling so weird the whole time, hearing the right voice coming out of the wrong face. Anyway, that's a whole lot of rambling, basically just to say new visuals aren't good enough of a reason to play the new versions instead of the original. So this game has to offer more than just visuals to validate itself. And even then, the fact that the visuals are so different to me makes me feel like I just might not play it anyway. If I were to be convinced to play the remake, they'd have to add some new shit that blows the original out the water, like maybe the story mode could be expanded further, so I would need to play it to get a more deep understanding of the story. Though the original story is all pretty well written as it is, with the alarming lack of Caribbean native characters aside. Like, we get a few, but the majority of our characters are white with a bit of seasoning sprinkled in there, which we definitely appreciate. But you know, when you go to Italy in Assassin's Creed, you get to see mostly Italian characters. You go to England, almost everyone's England. You go to France, everyone's French.
You certainly don't look like a blood-crazed revolutionary.
Serving as rear guard, are you?
Maybe everyone in France is English in this universe, but you get my point. Why are we in the Caribbean and we only got a couple characters that are actually from here? Maybe the remake would solve that problem. If that were the case, I think that'd be a great reason to play it. Or maybe they make the story longer overall so that Edward's shift from selfish pirate to selfless assassin is less rushed. That would be cool, but Ubisoft being Ubisoft, why would that be what I expect? They released a whole game that was literally just the naval combat of this game and nothing else. And it was such a shitty game that basically nobody played it, and now they're releasing a remake. Call me a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist, but I feel like all that's going to be new in this game is it's going to be the same game with new visuals, except that you can also play that stupid ass naval combat online thing in this game. Knowing Ubisoft, they're probably going to do some bullshit season pass thing where they make you pay extra for some more DLCs to come down the road that are probably just going to be fine at best. I really hope for better than that, because I feel like DLCs in Black Flag would be fantastic. Like, imagine they remake Freedom Cry and expand the story far more like it deserved. Adewale is such a cool ass character and his story was great, but it was just a little longer than a movie. A game is supposed to be way longer than a movie. The main game for Edward's story is like 20 hours, and Adewale only got 4. They have an opportunity to do some justice there. But will they do that, or Well, they act just like Abstergo Entertainment and just go ham on the pirate fantasy, ignoring the assassin philosophy that this game tackles. For anyone who is too young to get it or hasn't played it, I'm not going to spoil you on the story, but the main focus of the story is how the pirate way of life has this idealized version of what it is that it fails to actually live up to. Nassau is a society of pirates that believe they are free, but they are just fooling themselves. They're still subject to the whims of the European monarchs who have way more power than them. And even if they could create a free society, these aren't the type of people who can actually make that happen. They are selfish. They are just like the kings that they hate so much. The assassins, on the other hand, are not deluding themselves that they are capable of making a new society, but they have a philosophy that guides them to make efforts towards freeing society from those who would seek to subjugate the people. Whether or not they're successful isn't as easy of a question to answer because there are far more powerful forces getting in their way, but they are aware of this and they are willing to fight for freedom regardless, even if it takes thousands of years. In this way, the pirate lifestyle is people who want freedom for themselves, deluding themselves into believing that they are fighting for the freedom of everyone, while the assassins want and actively work towards freedom for everyone. And Edward himself has to come to that understanding too, that the pirate way of life is wrong. The original Black Flag took this message so seriously that it got to me and influenced the way I see the world in a big way that lasts to this day. So how much of a shot in the back would it be if Ubisoft were to go heavier on the pirate fantasy, fun as it is, missing the point of their own story? If anything, they should go harder on the assassin fantasy, providing more philosophically interesting or satisfying content like the Freedom Cry DLC was. And I would love to be proven wrong. I would love if Ubisoft would do it that way, but the way they've been moving has been so much like Abstergo that I feel like it's not something I should hold my breath for. At this point, I might sound like some kind of a doom poster, just trash talking about shit that I don't even really know, and that's completely true. All my judgments are based entirely on speculation, based on Ubisoft's decisions for like the past 10 years or so. But to me, I'm actually still really happy because it doesn't matter to me whether the remake is good, worthwhile, or anything, because even if it is just a copy and paste of the original, it means more people get to experience the same feeling I had when I was a kid, and we can hope at least that the original experience isn't undermined in some way in the remake. My whole thing is, I don't think this game needs a remake. It would be fantastic if the remake was genuinely an upgrade, but even if there is no upgrade, this game is perfectly enjoyable the way it is, and I'm gonna be booting up the original for years after the remake comes out, enjoying the charm of the original visuals, double assassinating from behind with the quickness, fighting like a devil dressed as a man, and crying whenever Bonnie sings the parting glass. Some of you might know me from my other channel doing Yu-Gi-Oh videos, but I wanted to expand my horizons a bit because my whole life doesn't revolve around card games. So hey, hopefully we can get this channel to 100 subs with this video. And in case you've never seen me before, I'm undead. I'm a living skeleton, but we don't talk about it. I yap about everything. That's exactly what this channel is going to be about. So if that's something you might be interested in, drop a sub. I'm thinking about doing a video about my favorite game, Red Dead Redemption 2 next. So hit the bell if that's your favorite game too. But yeah guys, thanks for watching till the end. Have yourselves a good one, and I've been Undead, signing out.
Shoot, shoot, shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want.